Hi everybody, it's Barbie. Welcome back. I'm Petal Pusher. Those of you who are new here, welcome. Glad you're here. It is Monday, March 4th. It's the Monday after market. Lots to talk about there. Let's see, just a lot to talk about in general. My little desk here is full of stuff and goodies to show you. Can't wait for you guys to see everything I've been up to, see the stuff from market, hear about it a little bit. This is my 19th Flosstube, so let's get going. So let's start with, mix it up a little bit. We're going to start with haul. I only have a little bit of non-market haul. There's market haul, but we'll call this the non-market haul. So if you watch Helen D, good job, because she's wonderful. If you don't watch Helen D, you should find her and subscribe to her because she's great. She talked about how she found on Cross Stitch Unloading a bunch of original Prairie Schoolers, and so she let me know and Misty know, Misty of Luminous Fiber Arts. Again, you need to be watching her. And so I hurried over on Stash Unloading, and Helen had snatched up a lot of the really good ones, but I managed to get this one. So this is Spring Samplers, and I have Summer, and I would have gotten Autumn, but the aforementioned Helen had already snagged it. Oh, Helen. It's okay. I don't need any more. So I'm going to add that to the ever-growing Prairie Schooler collection. And then the only other bit of haul that I had, just like regular stuff for the month of February, I was pretty good, was my fabric of the month from Coloring Cotton. And this one's called Blue Phlox, and that's pretty true. It is colder than cold here today. I think the high is like 21. It was negative 15 wind chill this morning. We got about 3 inches of snow yesterday. I'm over it. Move on. It is March. I am tired of the cold, as so many of you are. Move along. Done with you, winter. Done. Just to prove I'm done with winter, so I'm sure most of you that watch Priscilla and Chelsea saw their tulip wreath video. I saw it as well. I like tulips. I do like tulips. Their wreath was a little bigger than what I wanted, and it wasn't quite the colors that I wanted, so I went to my local Dollar Tree, and I found some forsythia. So here is my wreath that I did, using their technique. So there it is. I used 9 clumps of the forsythia from Dollar Tree. I actually found this wreath form also at Dollar Tree. You can see it's not super huge, which I like the smaller size because this is on my the inside of my kitchen door out to the garage. And then I just glued a little burlap ribbon. So this cost $10, which I think is pretty good. I have seen some of those bigger ones that have been posted on the Stitching with the Housewives Facebook group, and I've seen people like, this cost me $40, which maybe they're okay with that. 10's more my speed. So I was pretty pleased with how it turned out. I bought all the forsythia from my local Dollar Tree, so if you live in my town, I'm sorry, there is no more left unless they restocked. So there is that, ready for spring. When I think spring, a lot of times I think yellow, especially early spring. I guess it's the daffodils. It makes me think yellow. I have gone thrifting once. I wasn't at my newest favorite thrift store. This was at my hometown, Salvation Army. And I didn't get anything super, super exciting, but I found a little oval frame. I always try to grab those. And I found this frame, which was fun. And not only was it a fun frame, but it's a Save the Stitches. So I thought that was kind of a sweet little cross stitch. I have no idea what it is from or how old it is or anything like that. It's on Ada. But cute. But I really liked the frame. Something different. So that was thrifting and haul and crafting. So let's do whips. I've really only been working on 2 things. I've been working a little bit more, not as much lately. I was really good and diligent for a while about working on this. This was my New Year, New Start Dimensions Mason Jar lineup. And this was my kind of, it's nighttime, the kids are in bed, I'm tired, my eyes are sleepy, it's on Ada, so let's work on it. It does have a lot of color changes though, so I feel like after I've worked on it for maybe a week or so, I get kind of tired of having to keep track of all the threads and stuff, so. But I did get pretty far. So last time, let's see, I've added all this, I've added this, most of this jar. This jar's almost done. This whole thing is almost done. So I need to get back to it because I do love it. Obviously, it's not going to be ready for spring. No shocker there, but I would like to keep plugging away at it and keep making progress, and maybe next spring it'll be done. This is part of my Stitch 9 challenge, so I do want to keep working on it. Another Stitch 9 challenge piece. This also happens to go with the A Very Prairie Year Sal that I am doing with Misty and Helen. And this is my February start. So when you last saw it, it had like a teeny tiny little start to it. It's further along, nowhere near done, but further. So it is Daffodils, Prairie Schooler. So like I said, even though it is the March kind of month, this was my February start because I, in theory, wanted it done for March. It's amazing how those theories never seem to work out, huh? So I talked about, so last time I had stitched like just that yellow part right there. Ooh, which way is my finger going? Right there. And so I've gotten farther. I am brightening up some of the colors. I've brightened so far the blue in the birds and the greens in the daffodils. And I think that's it for now. Things are going to change. So let me show you. This is being stitched on 32 count Queen Anne's lace Joblin, which is lovely. So there it is. I love it. So the yellow is the called for. Oh, I did brighten the orange because the other orange was really, I don't know, it's way more muted than I typically like. So I brightened the blue. I changed their beaks to yellow because it did have it as brown, but I wanted my birds to have yellow beaks. And as you can see, I've barely started the house. Now, I was doing a little thinking today because I saw somebody on Instagram had posted that they had just finished the April month. Now, I'm not planning on stitching the April month this year, but eventually. And this house is pink. Well, if you were here last time, you saw me. It's kind of a brownie pink, but it reads as pink. And the April one, the house, is pink. That's a lot of pink houses for me. I don't dislike pink. I think pink is a lovely color. I just don't know that I want pink houses 2 months in a row. I know that sounds silly, but I'd like a little more variety in my life. So just started thinking about this today. I'm like, why don't I just change the house color? I can do that. I did it on the last one I did, and it turned out pretty good, I think. And I don't have all that much. That is a brighter pink than the called for. I did brighten that up already, but that's, I think, like one strand of pink. Not much to rip out. I can handle that. So I was looking at my mantle upstairs because it's kind of my springy decorations, and it's like I've got some vintage daffodil paint by numbers up there, and I've got like some of that jadeite that they had at Target last year that Magnolia Farms people, Chip and Joanna, you knew who I was talking about, that they put out last year. So it's like yellows and springy greens, and I've got some little like aqua blues and then darker greens, and I thought that's the color palette I think of when I think of like fresh new spring, like that brighter yellows and greens. So pink isn't flying with me here. So does this sound crazy? Tell me if I sound, well, I probably always sound crazy, but would it be nuts if I leave the doors blue, because I like the blue doors, and I've got the brighter blue, so I like that. What if the house was like, I don't know, like a creamy yellow color? Not like bright yellow. Not, I wouldn't make it this yellowy, but like a creamy yellowy house. I live in a creamy yellowy house. We'll see. I'll play around with it. Let me know your thoughts. Am I nuts? Does that sound okay? Can I pull it off? Maybe. We'll see. All right, where did I put this stuff? We'll put it over here. All right, so those were my whips. There we go. I have a finish. If you follow me on, okay, make sure we're still going here. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw this. Right before I left for market this weekend, I had a brand new pattern drop. And so I don't know how many people saw it. Instagram is running these really weird algorithms where, like, I will post one picture and it'll get majorly seen and you guys will like it a ton and it's wonderful and it's great and it's so exciting. And then, like, a day later I'll post, I'll use the same hashtags and, like, no one sees it. I'm on Instagram. So if you haven't seen it, this will be new to you. If you have seen it, hopefully this gives you a little bit better view than just a little tiny picture on your device that you're looking at. So this is my newest pattern in my Etsy shop, and I'll have my link to my shop below in the description box. And this is called I Must Have Flowers. So for those of you that are new, I used to be an art teacher, so I taught middle school and elementary art for 10 years. The last 2 years I've been home. I have 3 kids, so I'm home with my youngest one right now. So I get inspired by artists a lot. Shouldn't be shocking. Monet is one of my favorite artists. So this is a quote from him. And the quote is, I must have flowers always and always. And this house, for those of you that saw my Instagram post about it, so I made this little cottage and I kind of tried to loosely, very loosely, base it off of Monet's actual house. The man was bold. He lived in a big old pink house with dark green shutters, and it's beautiful, and his gardens all around it are absolutely gorgeous. So it is in France. I've never been there. Giverny, I don't know which exact pronunciation, but type it in, Google it, you'll find it. So the little cottage is based off of Monet's house and his gardens around it. So he had, like, leading up to his house were these big arches of flowers that he had. So I kind of tried to replicate that with the roses kind of arching over. He loved sunflowers as well, so I wanted to draw them in. Remember I said that yellow, pink, and green were total Barbie colors last week when I showed you that quilt? This quilt, or that quilt, and this piece are made to live together because they totally coordinate and match. It was fate. Me and that quilt were meant to be. So yeah, I love it. I think it turned out great. It's so nice and springy. I've got it mounted on sticky board and then another piece of sticky board with fabric from Walmart. And then this I just slapped on the board because I was like, I don't want 3 layers of sticky board. So I just glued it. And this wooden board is from Michael's. And I just grabbed some green paint and kind of painted it and sanded it a little bit to distress it. And I think it works great. So there it is. Oh, the other thing, so this is a first for me. This was my first pattern I have designed where I have used some variegated flosses. So I know when I stitch, if it's something small, like let's say that kind of darker yellow, I'm not going to have a variegated for a little thing. I tend to only buy the variegated for the big stuff. So that's where I've used it in here. So the roof, as you can probably tell, is variegated. And so is the house. The house is a little harder to tell, but that pink, and I use it, oops, up here in the words too. So there it is. It is currently in my Etsy shop if you are interested. And I love it. So cute. So springy. Like this, when this came and I, back from my model stitcher and I was able to finish it up, it was like, spring, bright, colorful, lovely. Oh, pro tip. Not that I'm a pro. The roof, when it was stitched, rather than going like all the way across and all the way back and all the way across, I wanted it to look more like it was like old slate tile roofing or something like that. So I had my model stitcher like do a little ways and then like jaggedy the edges. Does that make sense? So instead of going all the way across and all the way back, more like go a little ways across and then come back and then go a little less maybe and come back and little, and kind of layer them in like that, and it created this really nice effect. So you can use that on other roofs, or if you get this, that's how I got that roof look. All right, so that is my new pattern in my shop. So let's talk market. So going to market was kind of a last minute decision for me. Obviously it was last minute, so I didn't exhibit or anything, but it was kind of to go and learn and see what market is all about, that if possibly in the future I could maybe exhibit. Get to meet some people, talk to people, learn the industry a little bit better. And it was a fantastic trip. So my mom and I left Friday morning at like a little before 9 in the morning. It's about a 5-hour drive from where I live. I live near St. Louis. And we drove down there. Unfortunately, we were hoping Nashville would be warmer and greener and sunny. We were looking forward to being in the South and being a little bit warmer. It wasn't. It was very gray and gloomy, but at least their grass is green there, and they did have daffodils blooming, and we greatly enjoyed that. So the first awesome person that I got to meet was Stephanie from Lindy's Stitches, and those of you that watch her videos and think she looks like she'd be a fun person, she is. She's an amazingly awesome person, so kind, so nice, super friendly, just like you would think she would be. She totally is. She was awesome. Her booth looked wonderful. I think she had a great market. So yay for Stephanie. It was great. So got to meet her. She talked to me a little bit. We wandered around the early bird shopping, just a smidge. I ran into Steph from Pam and Steph. So this is the second time I've had the pleasure of meeting her. And she was with Barbara. So I got to meet Barbara from Keepsakes. So that was pretty awesome. Let's see what else. So then we went to a restaurant, ate supper, and crashed at our hotel because we were pretty tired. The next day when I got there, oh no, I did get to meet another awesome person that night. I forgot. I got to meet Tash, the Star-Crossed Stitcher. And she is absolutely lovely as well. She's tall. I'm pretty short, so most people seem tall to me, but yeah, she's tall, and she was so sweet and so friendly. I think my mom was surprised. She's like, because my mom doesn't stitch anymore. She used to. She doesn't anymore, and she doesn't watch Flosstube. She doesn't know who anyone is. So I'd be like, oh, Mom, look over there, that's so-and-so. And she's like, I don't know who you're talking about. So I think my mom was pretty surprised that people would come from other countries all the way to market. She was like, really? I'm like, market's a big deal, Mom. It's a big deal. So got to meet Tash, so that was awesome. Again, super sweet, super great lady. So the next morning, I had arranged that we were going to meet up with Misty. I finally got to meet Misty in person. We chat all the time about our prairie schooler obsession and other things. So it was really, really nice to meet her. And again, just as you think she would be, she is. She's super nice, so sweet, so kind, so helpful. Can't say enough good things about Misty. She was great. Really, everyone I ran into was great. So nice. Like, they don't let mean people at Nashville Market, I'm pretty sure. Like, if you're mean, they just kick you out. Only nice people are allowed. So Misty and I wandered around a little bit, shopped a little bit, talked to places like Weeks Dye Works, and I got to go to the Picture This Plus booth and the Gentle Arts and a bunch of the designers. I won't give you all the details on everything, but it was great. I saw Jen and her posse of Jen's Stitching Niche. I know she doesn't know who I am, but I was kind of like, oh, it's Jen. So they had cute little matching shirts if you saw it on Instagram. Who else did I see and run into? Oh, I ran into Annie B of Annie B's Folk Art again, and she is super nice. So we got to talk a little bit. Again, sweet as can be. So nice. Such a nice lady. I got to talk to, I'm going to feel bad because I'm going to forget people, and then I'm going to feel horrible. There were so many. I got to meet Trisha. Oh, Trisha was great. So funny. I think Trisha and I would get along pretty darn well if we lived close to each other. There's a bit of some smart aleck running through her, just like in me. So that's a compliment, Trisha. I love a good smart aleck. So got to talk with Trisha a little bit and met her husband, and he's funny too. So that was great. Ate lunch with Misty and Mom. It was just everyone that I had told my mom, okay, I know this person's going to be there. I'd really like to meet them, and I'd really like to meet. I got to meet all the people that were on my wish list of people to meet, as far as floss tubers, and just getting to talk to all the shops was great. So some good things have come out of it. I can't talk about them yet, but we'll get there eventually. Enough chitter chatter for me. Let's see the goods, right? Let's see the goods, because I can't go and not get something. I mean, really. So we're going to start. Let's start with floss. Okay, so I went to Gentle Arts, and they had a bunch of limited edition threads. And so I picked up a bunch because they were lovely. So I'll show them kind of 4 at a time. Ooh, the color is really good right now. Those are totally how they look. So those 4 lovelies. Oh, we'll do 5 on this one. And these lovelies. Very pretty. And they also had their new colors, so I got those, which I'm excited about them. So these are the cottons, the new cottons that they have, which are really pretty. And they also had some new wools. Now, I've never used wool before, but hey, they gave me these, which was very, very nice of them. Ooh, they're super soft. I don't know what I'd use them for, but man, wool is just like cozy. Very nice. So there's that. From Weeks Dye Works, I got, let's see, these aren't new. I just bought those for myself. I bought these for myself because I was thinking of a new pattern, and these are the colors that I would want. Stay tuned for that. And then these are their 4 new colors. It's Carolina Cecil? I don't know. That one. It's a real pretty, like, reddish, brownish color. Broom Tree. Nice green. Glacial Melt. Love that. And Oilcloth. It's a little more green than what it's showing up there. So those are the new Weeks colors. Also, I have to show you, this happened. Okay, that's all I'm going to say about that. Awesome. Fabrics. Picture this plus. I wanted to do like Supermarket Sweep style. So if you ever watched Supermarket Sweep, I loved that show as a kid. Oh my gosh, loved that show. I would watch it all the time, and it would kind of make me mad. Those of you that have watched it, you know what I'm going to talk about here. So at the end, where the person had to like try to fill their cart with the most expensive stuff, and they'd always like run over to the meat section and get these giant hams and like wheels of cheese. The problem is, yes, they were pricey, but then you had to get your cart all the way back to the front to get a fresh new cart to go back out. The medicine, people. The medicine aisle is where you needed to go. You needed to just put your cart and just like down the row with your arm and just knock them all in there, because medicine is pricey and you don't have to go get a new cart. And yes, I've put way too much thought into what my Supermarket Sweep strategy would be. And as a kid, I always thought I'd be really good at this game, because I always had to go grocery shopping with my mom to Kroger because my sisters would guilt me into it. Barbie, Mom has to go all by herself to the grocery store again. That's no fun for her. You should go. So Mom would be like pulling out of the driveway, and I'd come running out. Just wait, Mom, I'll go with you. I finally told her that story. She's like, I always wondered why you'd be running out the last minute. So I knew where like everything in Kroger was. So I always thought I'd be awesome when they'd like challenge you to like, go find the blah, 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 and you'd have to like run and get it. Okay, that's my Supermarket Sweep tangent. I hope you enjoyed. But yeah, so I wanted to grab everything in the Picture This Plus booth. I had a little restraint though, and I just grabbed a bundle of their 4 new colors, and they're lovely. So let me show you those. So the first one, and these are all casual linens, so the other ones will dye differently, but we've got, this is called Memory. It's kind of like a raisiny color. It's a little bit more purpley red, and yeah, that's pretty close. Maybe I won't unfold them all. I love this one. It's called Nessie. kind of a dusty turquoise, maybe? I don't know. It's a good thing they don't ask me to name these things, but it's nice. This is Heartland, so all of you that do like primitive colors and primitive stitching, this would be another really good one. It kind of reminds me of doubloon, so that's nice, Heartland. And my favorite, Demoiselle? I don't know. That's the name of it right there. Because this is my kind of color palette. It's a real pretty light blue. And I don't know, oh yeah, okay, so can you kind of see there's like little splotches of purple and like creamy yellow mixed in with this light blue. It's really subtle. In person, like you just kind of, like little whispers of the color. I love it. So pretty. So I can't wait to use those. I got to meet Lois of Lady Dot Creates. Sweetheart. Oh my gosh. She is the nicest lady. She was so kind, so encouraging, and like, you just want to hug her when you meet her. So I got some more velveteen from her. This is one of her new colors called Daffodil. So add that to the pile of pretties. I love, love, love. And I just got a couple patterns. Again, I was pretty proud of myself with the amount of restraint I showed because there's some really good stuff there and you kind of just want to buy it all. But I didn't. So the very first thing I got that first night, I had to. Mr. and Mrs. Delicious. I have loved this pattern since she first showed it. And I was like, don't get it, don't get it. Well, I have to. It's supporting a fellow friend and designer. I needed to buy it because I really, really wanted it too. So glad I got that. I got from Silver Creek. This was one of her new ones. It is Well With My Soul. This is going to be a gift that I want to stitch up. Although I do see it's 2018, but I'm pretty sure that was new. Not new, still awesome. So glad I saw it. Kicking myself because she had the Christmas one there too and I didn't realize it. And so like Sunday, I was already back home. My mom and I just spent barely 24 hours in Nashville and then turned around and drove home before the snow hit. And so I'm messaging Misty. I'm like, are you still there? Yeah, I'm like, can you try to get this for me? They were out. That's okay. It's Jenny Bean's Halloween sampler from Shakespeare's Peddler, aka Kitten Stitcher. So I got the Halloween one, but yeah, she had Christmas apparently. It just like wasn't out. And I didn't notice it till I was back home and like saw her list. I'm like, should have gotten Christmas too because they're so cute. And then these, I would love to start stitching one of these soon, but I know I have other things I need to be working on. But I might have to start one anyway, are the spring salt boxes. I love that one. That one is screaming, stitch me. I'm that favorite pretty color you like of that turquoisey blue. See, look, it would match that. It's the same color. It's a sign. It needs stitched. I need to do it. So, that concludes, sorry, I keep banging on this table and I shake you guys. That concludes my haul from Market. Like I said, it was great. It was wonderful. I'm so glad I went. Thank you, Mom, for going with me. I know you don't watch my Flosstubes, but if you ever end up watching one, thank you so much for going with me. And it was so awesome meeting everybody. So fun. Like, I know everyone's said it before. You think, oh, is it going to be weird when I meet this person? Because I don't really know them, but you feel like you know them because you watch them. And I don't want to be a creeper, but I'm totally excited to see them. And it's just totally normal. It's like you've known them forever. So it's great. If you can ever get together with other stitchers, do it. So fun. All right, so I am going to change up my house on daffodils. Hopefully get back to work on mason jars. I'm totally inspired on a ton of different new patterns now. I'm getting my rear in gear and getting some printed patterns made up as soon as I can. So I will let you know when those are available in my Etsy shop if you are more of a wanting a hard copy printed pattern type of person and not the PDF. It'll take me a while to kind of retroactively backtrack to all of my older patterns. I'll probably start with newer and work my way back. So there's that. If there's like a request of a bunch of people are like, no, please do this one fast in printed pattern, then maybe I'll jump and do that one here and there. So let me know if there's really one you're like dying, a bunch of you are dying for me to make as a printed pattern versus a PDF. So I think that's it for now. I'm gonna get this video uploaded. What time is it? Oh, it's gonna be pickup time soon, so I better get rolling. I hope spring is starting to happen where you are. If it's not, hang in there. It's March. It will come. It's got to. Or if you're like Illinois, you go winter, you have 2 days of spring, and then bam, summertime. So yeah, soon I'll be complaining about how hot it is. That's just life. All right, I will see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching. Again, welcome to all the new viewers. I'm like getting close to 1,000, which is just crazy. There will be a giveaway when we get there, so stay tuned. I will talk to you guys later. Have a great day. Bye.